YouTube, what's good? It's Alex Moore, back with a new video. I believe this is the first video on this channel. Just wanted to go ahead and make a quick introduction video, let you guys know what to expect moving forward on this channel. Before we get into that, I guess I should introduce myself. My name is Alex Moore. I'm 32 years old, currently based out of Atlanta, Georgia, originally from Sacramento, California, and I'm big on self-improvement. And I want to start this channel to show my self-improvement journey, document my progress, my wins, my losses, give you guys proof that you can change your life around in 6 months, 12 months, whatever the case may be. And I wanted to document my process because this is something I've actually done in the past. Just to fill you guys in a little bit on a backstory of what's happened to me in 2025, or even just the past few years in general. Taking back to when I had my first real life-changing accomplishments. It was July of 2022. I had just turned 29 years old. I was living in a studio apartment here in Atlanta. I was in West Midtown, for those who are familiar with the area. I made the decision at this time to stop living the life I was living, stop having fun, stop traveling, stop dating, just doing everything in the city that I was doing. And I made the conscious decision to move in with my mom. And that was tough for me at 29 years old because at this time I was having probably the most fun in my life. Money was just coming in the way I finally had wanted it to. Everything was just on the up and up. But I knew I didn't want to keep paying rent year after year. I'm somebody who had moved a lot from the time I was 21 and moved out of my parents' house to that time when I was 29. And I said, you know what? I'm about to be 30 years old in 365 days. I need to have some stability. So I made the conscious decision to put that fun, fast life that I had on hold and move about 45 minutes to an hour outside of the city into, I don't want to say the middle of nowhere, but it basically feels like the middle of nowhere. And that's where I spent my time over the next 16 months. From July of 2022 to September of 2023, I saved up more money than I ever saved up in my life. I stopped going out like that, stopped taking trips, did things as far as practicing semen retention, did things as far as journaling every single day. I had another YouTube channel, and on that channel I was vlogging a lot, just documenting my process, my progress on a day-to-day basis. And that person I was in July of 2022 evolved into a whole new person by September of 2023 when I was able to buy a brand new home, move to a whole new state in Charlotte, North Carolina, and start a new life. That was my biggest accomplishment. Being able to provide some type of stability and some type of future for myself was big. One of the biggest accomplishments. I don't have a 4-year degree, no crazy skill set. That was something that really meant a lot to me, to make that sacrifice and go through the aches and pains of a 16-month period. Well, just to fill you guys in a little bit, people on my main channel know the story, but I actually got laid off from the job I was working at 6 weeks after moving into my new home in Charlotte. And I felt like all of my hard work, my efforts had kind of been put to waste. Thankfully, I was able to find a new job about 2.5 months after that, but I had taken about a $35,000 decrease in salary from what I was making previously. My overhead was way too high at that point. I went from having more than enough money to get by to struggling and just being paycheck to paycheck and not living the life that I saw for myself. And I felt like all the work that I had put in for those 16 months, I only got to enjoy 6 weeks of the fruits of my labor before being dramatic here, but life came crashing down. So from November of 2023 to October of 2025, I struggled. I struggled financially, I struggled mentally, I struggled any area of life you can pretty much imagine. I kind of struggled and fell back. And all that self-improvement I had did kind of went away as I started to live life kind of in panic mode and fight or flight mode and, just trying to do whatever I can to keep a roof over my head. Well, things got a little bit better. Well, they got worse before they got better. I ended up going through a breakup earlier this year. But besides that breakup, that gave me a little bit more time, a little bit more motivation to lock in even more on trying to change my situation. Within 90 days of the breakup, I was able to get a brand new job, get back to working remote. I was working remote previously when I had first moved to Charlotte, when I was doing good for myself. And about 3 weeks after that, I made the conscious decision. I said, hey, I am in a little bit of debt. Savings account doesn't look as good as I want it to look. I'm only getting older. I'm 32 years old now, but I think now might be the time for me to move back in with my mom, rebuild, and start that process all over again. I made that decision in probably early to mid-November. Here we are in December. It's December 2nd, and I am currently at my mom's house. If you can't tell by the curtains that don't look like a guy should be in this room, that's the proof that I'm at my mom's house right now. And so I've made the conscious decision to move back in with my mom. I've made the conscious decision to rebuild my life and become the man that I knew I was always destined to be. Some of the things I want to improve and document on this channel is my fitness journey. I've been on a fitness journey over the past 6 to 7 months or so. More so than that, I want to get back to just sharpening my mind, sharpening my mindset, journaling again on the regular basis, reading consistently. I want to fill you guys in on the books that I'm reading, some of the thoughts that I'm having from journaling, some of the visions that I'm seeing for myself for the future, and really just break down this self-improvement journey that I'm on, but give you guys some tips that I've learned over the years as well. I have a lot of things that I want to accomplish in the next 6 months. Although I'm in a very uncertain time period of my life, a big rebuild where I'm pretty much starting at zero and don't know how long it's going to really take. I'm giving myself that 6-month time frame, maybe a little bit longer, July, August being the end point for sure. So maybe a little bit longer than 6 months, but I do believe within this time frame I can turn my life around and be that man that I always wanted to be. Be that man from a financial level, be that man on a spiritual level as far as connecting with God, being in the Word a lot more, mindset, mentally being stronger than I've ever been before, knowing that it doesn't matter how I'm feeling on a day-to-day basis, I'm going to get my work done that I need to get done. Doesn't matter what adversity is thrown my way, I'm going to overcome it. Just let you guys know that no matter how old you are, whether you're 21, you're 31, or you're 51, you could change your life around in 6 months. You could change your life around in a year. I know this because I've done it once before, and I do believe that I could do it again. Just be prepared for a lot of videos moving forward of me just documenting my progress, documenting some of the wins I've had over the years, such as how to save $10,000 in 3 months, how to save $20,000 in a year, how to have a good credit score. What are some things that you need to do to buy your first home, especially as a single person in 2025, 2026. I want to talk to you guys about some of the things I've learned from working at these 9-to-5s. These companies will lay you off. You kind of just need to be prepared at all times. Have a side hustle. Have some type of purpose that's going to give you excitement on a day-to-day basis in the morning when you wake up, and just so much more things. I just wanted to make that quick video. If you want to join me on this journey, feel free to hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit that like button as well. Comment, share this video, share this channel, and we're going to level up together, y'all. It's Alex. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm out. Peace.